Hey, what's up, and welcome to the channel. I am just some guy. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you're not new here, well, welcome back. So it's been a couple of days since I last uploaded. As you can see, I am currently at the beach. Um, the weather here in Ohio is pretty bad. It's been pretty bad for the last couple of days, actually, which has kind of brought me down a little bit. Easter was good, so I hope that you guys had a good Easter. I really don't care if you don't celebrate it. Didn't ask. I hope you had a good Easter regardless. One of the things I always hate is when you're like, "Hey, I hope you had a good insert whatever holiday," and then somebody had who's super annoying has to be like, "Excuse me, I don't celebrate that." Cool, dude. Didn't ask, don't care. I think that a lot of times people, if somebody's like, "Hey, I hope you had a good Ramadan," I'd be like, yeah, it was all right. I don't celebrate Ramadan, but that day that I had, the whatever day Ramadan's on, it was probably okay. It was probably an all right day. And realistically, like, does it in any way, shape, or form like hurt your like? Does it inconvenience you at all to just be like, yeah, thanks? I don't celebrate Ramadan, but I'm glad that you wanted me to have a good one. Yeah, it's whatever, man. Like, I think that when somebody has to be like, I don't celebrate that, thank you very much. Like, most of the time I go, yeah, mental note checked off, that person's a douche. It is what it is. I think that, like, a lot of times, just from a daily standpoint, just being like, it's just super annoying. But anyways, that's not what today's video is about. I was thinking about it the other day, and with everything moving to um more isolationist, right? We don't get out, we don't see people. We've talked about this a lot in some of the more recent videos, which again, thanks to all the new people who've come around and stuff like that. I really appreciate you. If you want to like the channel, then fantastic. If you don't, that's cool too. It doesn't really matter. I make a lot of these videos just for me, just to talk about things. But as we move more towards, well, we're pretty balls deep in a digital age, right? Um, what is the concept of friendship, right? Do you have to, these days, do you have to physically interact with a person to like consider them a friend, right? A lot of times people will be like, "Oh, well, that's just your internet friend." But like what's the difference, right? I guess like realistically, when you know somebody personally, physically, you've met them in real life, you can confirm a lot more stuff. You can see them, you can touch them with their consent. Don't just randomly touch them. But you know that they're there. I have a lot of people that I've met, obviously, online, through video games, through my gaming channel, through streaming, stuff like that, that I would consider friends, and I've never met them before. A lot of them, I've never heard their voice before. Realistically, they could just be an advanced chat GPT. They could just be a chat bot. But at what point do, like, can they still be a friend, if you know what I mean? Like, even if, like, let's say, Sun Spirit doesn't even exist. Let's say Sun Spirit is a deep state chat bot that's been following my channel for the last 5 or 6 years, just to like gaslight me into thinking that they're, my friend, and trying and building a profile or something on me. What if that's the case? If I value that friendship, are they not a friend? Which would lead into the idea and the concept of AI chatbots, right? Like, can you develop a friendship with an AI, because I use ChatGPT quite a bit just to get, answers to things real quick. And it will, there's some large language models and like generative AI and stuff like that that will learn your mannerisms as you go through things, right? And realistically, where do we draw the line at what is and isn't friendship? Because I would say, as long as you get value out of that and you are friends with them, like, I mean, I'm friends with, like I said, a lot of people online that I've never met. I don't, realistically, Nazrin is probably one of the people online that I talk to the most. I don't know realistically anything outside of what Nazrin tells me to be true. I've never met Nazrin. I've never talked to Nazrin via voice. I've never seen a picture of Nazrin. From all I know, Nazrin is what Nazrin tells me they are. So, but does that diminish our friendship in any way, shape, or form? Some people would say yes, because, well, I don't really know anything about Nazarene. If I saw Nazarene on the street, I would walk right by them and have no clue who they are, right? Um, but does that diminish our friendship in any way, shape, or form? I think that friendship has evolved as technology has evolved, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, I don't know exactly where I was going with this, but like, what is the definition of friendship these days and how has it changed? I think the definition and like the idea of it's going to change even more too. Like, what do you think about the idea of being friends with a generative AI? I personally think it's possible. I think that being friends has a different connotation to different people, right? Because what I would consider friendship, other people might not consider friendship. That might just be acquaintanceship. Now, I have a lot of acquaintances as well, but maybe friendship also comes from, you know, are you like, do you get concerned if you haven't heard from them for a while? Because, like, acquaintances, right? Like, if I haven't talked to an acquaintance in like 6 months, I might be like, huh, I wonder what they're doing. But I wouldn't be like, man, I hope something didn't happen to them. But, people that I talk to on a regular basis, people who I consider friends, if they don't show up in the comment section, or if they don't show up in one of my streams, or I don't talk to them on Discord or something along those lines, I will come to the like realization. I'll be like, man, I hope nothing happened to that person. And I think that's kind of like the border of acquaintance into friendship, right? Is like, what is your level of concern for that person? Because again, like with an acquaintance, whatever. I met a lot of people through anime conventions that I'm acquaintances with. Yeah, I know them, but I wouldn't go out of my way to be like, hey, I hope that everything's okay. I haven't talked to you in a while, type of deal. Whereas with somebody that I would consider a friend, um, I would do that. So I'm interested to see what your definition is of that, because I was watching, like I said, a lot of this stemmed from a video. I've been looking into AI a bit more, recently, and I was watching some videos on like the whole trend of like AI girlfriends and stuff like that, and like forming bonds and relationships with AI generative programs. And I was just thinking about whether or not, like, what is my definition of friendship, and like what would be my definition of a relationship type of deal. So I'm interested to see what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section. And I'm going to go back to hanging out here at this beach. So as always, if you like this content, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. I will catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy, homies. Peace out.